Here's a moment I never want you to experience. You're in the middle of a big public show. The crowd is strong, the energy is good, the client is happy. And then a thunderstorm rolls in out of nowhere. Not the slow kind where everyone gets a warning, the kind that turns the whole site in minutes. In that moment, someone will look to you and ask for certainty. And if you reach for an AI tool to give you that certainty, you're already in trouble. Because when it goes sideways, the bot will not stand beside you in front of your client, the police, or a coroner. You will on your own. I'm Iain Morrison. I've spent decades delivering outdoor events, including a lot of shows at the Domain in Sydney, where concerts were free and we regularly exceeded the capacity of the site. That is a particular kind of pressure, because when it's free, the crowd behaviour is different, the decision making is different, and the consequences are very public. Today, I'm giving you my top 6 tips for using AI in event risk management without overclaiming, without hype, and without outsourcing your judgment. But before we start, 3 disclaimers, because this topic can get people hurt if we're sloppy. First, an AI is an assistant. It is not an authority. Second, local laws, codes, and authority requirements vary. What works in one jurisdiction can be wrong in another. Thirdly, professional judgment sits with the responsible person, not the model. And that is you or whoever signs off on the call. Right, let's get into it. 6 tips. Each one comes with a story, the operational reality underneath it, and one simple rule you can apply today. Tip number 1. AI won't stand beside you. Let me take you back to the Domain. When you're running free concerts and you regularly exceed capacity, you learn something fast. Numbers on a page are not the crowd. The crowd is movement, mood, density, heat, patience, exits and friction. The moment things turn, it's not a spreadsheet that fixes it. It's leadership. I had a show stop at the Domain because of a thunderstorm that came out of nowhere. And I had a financial involvement in that show. I stood to lose a lot of money. So I wasn't just making a safety call. I was making a call that hit me in the wallet. And that's what made it lonely. Because in that moment, you were completely exposed. If you stop the show, people are furious and someone is losing money. If you keep running and something happens, you own it. There is no comfortable option. That moment is the definition of professional judgment. And it is the moment AI is the least qualified to help you. Because what you need isn't a neat answer. What you need is a responsible person who can sit in discomfort and still do the right thing. So here's the rule. Never outsource accountability. Use AI to support your thinking, never to replace your ownership. If the decision has a consequence, it needs a human owner, named, clear, accountable. Tip number 2. AI has no lived experience. So let's talk about tells. There are thousands of tells that experienced people look out for that tell you if the day is about to turn. That might be the way a queue is breathing. It might be how quickly people are abandoning shade. It might be how the hill fills up. It might be the moment a crowd stops being a crowd and starts becoming one mass moving together. And you don't learn that from a textbook. You learn it from days where the plans looked good and reality didn't care. AI does not have that. It can remix phrases about crowd psychology, it can list generic controls, it can sound like an expert, but it has not stood at the barrier line watching human behaviour change as conditions shift. So if you don't have the experience to judge the output, you need a professional involved. That might be a crowd safety specialist. It might be security leadership with proper event experience. It might be structural, electrical, fire, medical, whatever the risk profile demands. AI is not a substitute for experience. It is a productivity layer on top of competence. Quick myth versus reality. Myth: AI is objective. The reality is AI is averaged. If you don't force it to work off your event documents, your site conditions and your local requirements, it will give you the middle of the internet. and the middle of the internet is not an operational standard. So here's the rule. If you can't verify it, don't use it. Treat AI outputs like a draft, not a decision. Tip number 3, train your AI like an employee. Most people use AI like this. They open a blank chat, throw in their mess, review my risk register, check my crowd plan, tell me what the rules are, and then they act surprised when the output is vague, generic, or wrong. If you hired a random off the street, you wouldn't put them in charge of your reputation without training and supervision. Yet, teams do that exactly with AI. So, think of AI like a junior team member. Fast, keen, confident, but not accountable, not experienced. Needs a brief, needs some oversight. Training an AI is not magic, it's context. What event is this? What site? What is the crowd profile? What are the constraints? What do the permit conditions say? What are the authority requirements? And what are your non-negotiables? And finally, what does good look like? So for me, good starts with one simple phrase: safe, then smart, then shiny. If your AI does not know your standard, it cannot protect it. So here's the rule. Build an operational brief for AI. Your terminology, your risk appetite, your deliverables, your red lines. Then reuse it every time. If you want the exact system we use, we built an AI event risk management prompting pack. It's 24 prompts designed to analyze your event risk documents using a procedural risk review process, all built into a custom GPT. Tip number 4, don't blindly trust the internet. This one is where people get burnt. They ask AI for requirements and the model answers confidently. But a large chunk of online content is now AI generated, low quality, copied, or stripped of context. So the model can remix mush and serve it back to you in a confident tone. That is not research, that is not compliance, that is vibes. And vibes do not stand up when something goes wrong. So myth versus reality number 2. Myth, more information makes you safer. Reality, better information makes you safer. In event risk, source quality is a control measure. If you cannot name the standard, the code, the authority condition, or the permit clause, you do not have a defensible control. So here's the rule. Cite it or bin it. Use AI to point you toward the right sources, and then go read the source yourself. Do not treat the AI summary as the source. Tip number 5, garbage in, garbage out. And this is the boring one, but it causes more failures than anything else. If your inputs are weak, your outputs will be unreliable. If the site plan is last year's, if your schedule is vague, if a crowd number is a guess, if your supplier scopes are missing, AI will give you an answer and it will look professional. And that confidence is the trap. Let me give you a real crowd example. We once did a show where we totally underestimated the space required for the crowd because the crowd was picnic style, groups spread out. They claimed territory. They took up far more room per person than anyone expected. And no matter how hard we tried, we struggled to get them all in the venue. People were sitting on the hills outside, watching over the fence. It was a disaster. Now, imagine asking AI to review that plan with the wrong inputs. It would give you a tidy answer about access control and queuing, but it would miss the fundamental behavioural assumption that we all missed, the assumption that the crowd would pack in. They didn't. This is what garbage in, garbage out looks like in real life. It is not just bad data, it's bad assumption. So here's the rule. Run a document gate before you run prompts. Make sure you've got this current site plan, the current permit conditions, the current schedule, the current crowd assumptions. If you don't have the right inputs, you are not ready to run an AI risk review. Full stop. And to tip number 6, force it to show its workings and assumptions. And this is the pro move. Most people accept AI answers that are just a neat list. No assumptions, no thresholds, no limitations, no sources, no reasoning. That is unusable in real operations because if you cannot explain why a control exists, what it relies on, And what would make you change your mind? You cannot defend it. This is also why I started briefing artists on showstops. It felt awkward at first. Briefing artists and their teams on showstops is never a fun conversation. You can feel the room go tight. Everyone thinks you're being dramatic. But I knew it was important, because if we ever have to stop, every single person needs to know exactly what's going on, who calls it, how it gets communicated, what the trigger is, what happens next, how we restart, if we restart. You don't want to invent that under pressure. You want it rehearsed, communicated, and agreed. You can use AI to help you draft procedures, to clean up language and pressure test scenarios, but it's not a magic button. It's a structured way to review what you already have, find gaps, and tighten the reasoning before you brief anyone. So here's the rule. Do not accept AI answers without workings. Force it to state assumptions. Force it to state limitations. Force it to cite sources. And if it can't, treat it like a draft for review with the team, not a decision. Right, I promised you something you can lift and use immediately. So here is a 5-step AI risk review workflow. Use it every time. Step number 1, scope. Define the decision. What are we trying to prevent or decide today? Step number 2, source. Feed only the right documents, current versions, local requirements, and no mystery inputs. Step number 3, stress test. Ask for failure modes, not just controls. Ask what breaks first. And step number 4, show workings. Make it state the assumptions, the reasoning, the sources, and limitations. And then step number 5, sign off. A competent human reviews and signs the outputs, or it does not ship. Owner, date, version. That's the workflow. Now, let me land the point that sits underneath all of it. People always want certainty in uncertain situations, and it is the ability to sit in discomfort that makes a real professional. AI is the opposite of that. AI gives you certainty shaped in sentences, but your job is to keep reality in the room. AI can make you faster. It can help you spot gaps at midnight. It can help you write clearer language, but it cannot replace judgment, competence, and ownership. Safe, then smart, then shiny. The order matters. If you want more content like this, subscribe. I publish for the people who carry the consequences, not the people who write the slogans. And if you want the AI Risk Management Prompting Pack GPT, comment risk below and we'll send you the link. Thanks for watching. And please do it properly, even if no one sees it. Have a great day.